The crop of corn is planted. You see on the right side shorter versions. The corn will be cut down when it's about 12 feet, 10 to 12 feet high, chopped up, and then put into silos like to your left, those long cylinders next to the barn. Keep it straight, we're going great. And then that is called silage, feed for the animals. Now you want to keep your family together. That's one of the main principles in Amish life. And to do that, you must provide them with a place to live. Looking to your right side as you come up, it looks like three houses
They're right there. Look.
The red one in the middle was built in 1862.
Beautiful, man. Look at that,
the two side houses built on later. As the family goes into retirement, those folks take the smaller portion of the house. These are called generation houses, ladies and gentlemen. Keeps the family together. Behind the green fencing on your right side are deer. That's another business the Amish are involved in. And on your left side, you can see the gentleman has his team of mules out there, and he is working the field, getting it ready to plant something in it. They will constantly be rotating these crops so that you don't deplete it from its nutrients, and of course soil erosion is kept to a minimum by rotation of crops. To your right side again, down the lane, the red and white building, Amish gentleman sells new and used furniture. And it says back there, we deliver to 20 different states. Well, don't think he's going to do it with a buggy, girls. And he hires a driver to deliver whatever it is that you purchase. And I know that he will make deliveries as far as Florida even, so it's kind of nice. By the way, anyone who is not Amish, the Amish refer to us as Englishers. They assume we're all speaking English, and that's a mistake, right? Surprise, a buggy and a horse, they will hire someone from our world, an Englisher. To your left side, this is also Amish business, and the ladies are even working out here. Looks like they're cleaning house. The Amish girl is outside. Businesses are kept as close as possible to home, whenever possible, so that there's always somebody available for the children. I know one time I was talking to an Amish person, and I used the phrase latchkey children. To us in New York, everybody knows latchkey children, you know. Kids go to school, mom's got to go to work, dad's at work, whatever. The kids have the key to the apartment, the house, or whatever. The Amish gentleman had no idea what I was talking about, because there's never that the children have to come home to an empty house. Remember, they keep that family as close and tight as possible. This section over to your left side where the white fencing is very unusual. It's not Amish, but it was part of the Underground Railroad during the Civil War. And the family here, Gibbons, kept this safe house as a safe house. Folks that were in slavery down south, they would have them up here, keep them in a secret room, and then when it was safe to travel along that Underground Railroad up to Canada and freedom, that's what they did. So that's called Beachdale Farms. It's in your history books. It's on computers. And the family name who owned it at that time was Gibbons. Big piece of history here. To your left side, ladies and gentlemen, is an Amish home. It's the gray with the maroon shingles on them. Now, it is owned by Amish, as you can see, but it has an electric wire going into the house. And you say, well, she told me they don't use electricity.
Beautiful thing.
Now there's an electric wire going in there. What does that mean?
See?
The young girl who was living there had spina bifida, which happens to be a respiratory ailment. She would not have survived if she didn't have a respirator working with our electricity. The bishop of the church district gave special permission to bring that electric in. You realize they don't think electric is evil. They choose not to bring it into their home. Why? Because when you bring electricity in, and you're going to have a TV, a radio, a computer, and all kinds of things that distract your lifestyle. Can you pull over, Smidgen, and stop? You can see the retractor.
This is beautiful.
So they don't want that interference from the outside world. Remember, everything they do, church services, weddings, funerals, baptisms, It's held at their
That's
home.
right, it's right there, right?
So, we're stopping here for a minute, boys and girls,
That's what that
ladies
is?
and gentlemen. This is one of our one-room Amish schoolhouses. School is out, we're not disturbing anyone, so we can sit here for a few minutes and talk about it. When Amish children are born, and up until the first grade, they are taught only to speak Pennsylvania Dutch. Pennsylvania Dutch is a dialect of German, okay? They do not understand our English. If you wanted to chat with them, it would be very difficult. But, comes the first day of school, and you're walking in the door, the teacher greets you in English. School is held in English, okay? Math, reading, writing, spelling, social studies, geography, history, memorization, art, music. They have, songs that they sing, not music act like you would think of in art classes. Very, very little bit of science. If there's any, it's something that has to apply to agriculture, something like that. Because they feel that science is not necessary in their world, they're not going to bother to teach it. When they get to the higher grades, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, they're going to learn High German. Because their church services, weddings, funeral, baptism, their hymnals are in German, their Bibles are in German. This is not a fool-around class like when we were in school, okay? Please get me out of this class, I'll never do it again, It doesn't work like that. They really need it, all right? So they go from 1st grade to 8th grade, and that is the end of their formal education. They do not go to high school or on any further than that, all right?
Wow.
Everybody's shocked. What you say?
Got 4 wives.
Work. 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 Yeah, work. Yeah. Are we okay? I mean, everybody's in shock on this bus.
Okay.
Now, you'll realize right away when I said only 8th grade, there's no professionals in their world. So when they need something that takes somebody with a professional education, a doctor, a dentist, an undertaker, somebody, medical technician, they have to use the services from our world. And they will. Okay?
Don't you feel that it's better to get somebody from your world to be a doctor and come back into your world and perform to your people?
We'll talk about that in the house. Okay, yeah. Okay, anyone have any quick questions on education? I know what you're thinking now. I almost forgot to tell you. The teachers come from the system themselves. They've graduated at the end of the 8th grade. The girls are going home to work with their mothers. Because mothers have a large family, they're glad to have somebody home with an extra hand. And what are the girls learning to do? They're learning to be wives and mothers, to cook, to clean, to wash, to sew, to raise children, to make gardens, to do canning, And the boys, of course, are out working too. They're working in the farms, they're working in the woodworking shops, and so forth, okay? So the girls, when they get to sometimes, they get to be around 16 and a half, 17, they might want to teach, okay? So they'll go to the bishop of the church district, and if they were a pretty good student and of good character, right, he'll give them a chance to gather with other teachers which came through the same system. And I knew 2 girls last year, summer before. They were 17. They both had their own one-room schoolhouse and were teachers, okay? Inside, there's usually from grade 1 to 8, about 20, 25, maybe 32 children. It depends upon how many is in that area, close to the school. Girls being teachers don't last long. 2, 3, 4 years, because once the Amish girls marry Amish gentlemen, we think you can't take care of them and your house and your children and whatever, and still have the responsibility to teach a classroom full of children. So it's a short-lived profession, all right? Girls maybe 18, 19, 20. 21 you're pushing it, okay, if you're a young lady. The boys are usually a little bit older. Okay? We're going to continue because we still have time together to talk about a lot more things. Thank you. Now, the only bathrooms or outhouses that you see are those 2 tiny little ones in the back there. One is for the boys, one is for the girls. When we go to the tour through the home on our property, and I take you through our 9-room house there, you will see that all Amish have bathrooms in the house just like we do. Alright? Because you have to remember, they have to comply with rules too. And everybody's welfare has to be taken in consideration. They're not the only people that live in the world. We do too. And so somebody higher than us, like the law, says you have to have